Hi everyone. I am going to be reading chapters 7 and 8 today from Year of the Dog by Grace Lynn. So chapter 7, it's got a little picture of two people with the grocery carts. Chapter 7 is called Almost Twins. When I came home from school, I couldn't wait to tell Mom about Melody. But of course, she already knew about it. Mom told me how she had gone grocery shopping and was surprised to see another Asian woman doing the same thing. The woman was so happy to see another Asian person that she went up to Mom and introduced herself. Melody's parents were from Taiwan too. So we were both Taiwanese American. Mom said she would take me over to see Melody's new house. It was fun going to Melody's house. She had the best room. One whole wall of her room was a picture of jungle animals. There was a lion staring in the grass and monkeys climbing the trees. There was even a pink flamingo. "How'd you get your wall like that?" I asked, impressed. "It came that way," Melody said. "If you look close, you can see it's kind of wallpaper, not painted." I looked really closely, and I could see a tiny line down the side. It was like a huge ceiling-to-floor poster. We tried to draw all the animals in Melody's notebook. I couldn't copy the line very well, but Melody thought my elephant drawing was exactly like the one on the wall. Melody's brothers, Benji and Felix, came in and drew too. We drew Melody riding the giraffe and Felix swinging from a vine. Benji and Felix weren't too bad for boys. Right there. There's their drawings, the elephant, and then the giraffe, and the monkey. After Benji drew himself feeding bananas to the monkeys, he said, "I'm hungry. Let's go get some real bananas." That's when we realized we were all hungry, so we went downstairs to eat. In my house, Mom always had cookies or chocolate or cheese and crackers in the cupboards. If we didn't have those, there was always fruit in a can that I could eat too. But Melody didn't have any of those things. Mom told me Melody's mother was very nutritious. So in her cupboards, there were only plain rice cakes that tasted like paper. There were nuts that were still in the shells, and they didn't have any salt on them. But there weren't any bananas. "Do you have any candy?" I asked. "No," Melody said. "But we have vitamins. They're kind of sweet." So we opened the big jar of vitamins. There was a big letter C on them. They were thin and flat and tasted like oranges. They were pretty good. Not as good as candy, but still yummy. We all sat on the floor eating vitamins. Melody's mother came into the room and was surprised to see us around the vitamin jar. She seemed a little upset with us. I don't know why. I thought she'd be happy that we were being so healthy. "What are you doing?" she said. "You shouldn't be eating vitamins like that." "We were hungry," Melody said. "Well, it's almost dinner time," she said. "I'll make you something better to eat. Pacey, why don't you call your mother and see if you can stay over here for dinner?" I called Mom, and we went back to Melody's room. "My mom called you Pacey," Melody said. "Your mom and your sisters call you that too, but everyone at school calls you Grace. How come?" "Oh, I have two names," I told her. "An American name and a Chinese name." "Why don't they just call you one of them?" Melody asked. "Don't you get mixed up?" "Well," I said, "it was like this. How my name changed from Pacey to Grace. On my first day of school, the teacher asked me, 'What is your name?' Right away I said, 'Pacey Lynn.' But she looked at her roster and shook her head. No. You're a big girl now. You don't go by that name anymore. It says here your name is Grace." I didn't understand, but I just nodded my head. I knew I shouldn't tell the teacher she was wrong, but I kept thinking she'd made a mistake. Maybe the teacher had mixed me up with another girl, and I was supposed to be somewhere else. Maybe she was me, and I was her. How could I find her? On the bus ride home, I asked Lissy about it. "Oh, those are our American names," Lissy told me. "They call me Beatrice. Mom and Dad gave us American and Chinese names. I think the people at the hospital told them to when we were born." "Well, I want to be called Pacey, I grumbled. Don't be stupid, Lissy said. Pacey is too weird for everyone. They won't know how to say it. If I used Lissy, they'd ask, is that Lishi or Lissy? And then they'd ask, why do Chinese people always have these weird names? Just let them call you Grace. I still wasn't convinced. People won't know which one is really me, though. Look, Lissy said, it's like egg foo young. At home, we call it foo yong don, but at the restaurants, they call it egg foo young. So it's easier for Americans to say. But it's still the same egg pancake. You know what you're eating when Mom gives it to you, don't you? And you know what to order at the restaurant. It's not that hard. And here's the little picture of the egg foo young. Little egg pancake. So now, I finished, everyone at school calls me by my American name, and everyone at home calls me by my Chinese name. Well, Melody said, I guess it's kind of cool. It's like a nickname. But do you want me to call you Pacey or Grace? I thought a moment. I call myself both names, I said, and we're almost twins, so you can call me both too. Chapter 8. Dinner at Melody's. Felix came into the room and told us dinner was ready. I was glad because my stomach was grumbling. What's for dinner? I asked. Chinese food, of course, Felix said. The same as your house, probably. When we got downstairs, I wasn't surprised to see Melody's mother opening her rice cooker. We had rice every day at our house, too. But Melody's mother was scooping out big spoonfuls of brown rice. We never had brown rice at my house, only white rice. And then on the table, the vegetables weren't stir-fried, and the tofu didn't have any shiny sauce on it. Everything was plain and colorless and dry. Are you sure this is Chinese food? I asked Melody. Melody's mother heard me. This is Chinese food cooked a healthy way, she told me. It's very good for you. Try it. You'll like it. I tried it, but I didn't like it. To me, the rice was too crunchy and chewy, and the vegetables and tofu were tasteless. Yuck. I looked at Melody, Benji, and Felix. How could they eat this? But they didn't seem to think it was that bad. They put everything in their mouths and swallowed it. I just kept pushing the rice from one side of my plate to the other. Aren't you hungry? Melody asked me. I thought I was, I said to her, but I guess not. Melody's mother looked at me worried. I hope eating all those vitamins didn't make you sick. Could a person get sick from eating too many healthy things? Maybe I was already so full of nutritious things from the vitamins that my body couldn't take anymore. Maybe that was why the dinner tasted so bad to me. We had dried apricots for dessert. They looked like shriveled orange mushrooms. I only had one. By that time, I was convinced it was because my body couldn't fit in any more nutrition. But Melody's mother worried that it was something else. Right, there's the little dried apricots, the little tin of dried apricots. She called my mom and talked to her for a long time in Taiwanese. Mom came over and picked me up right away. She put her hand on my head and said that I felt okay, but she'd bring me home just in case. In the car, she said, It's too bad you got sick. It sounded like you were having a good time. It was fun, I said, but can Melody come over to our house for dinner next time? And that is the end. I hope you enjoyed chapters 7 and 8.